out of country guys listening to this are like losing their mind right now because they walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny. Even the biggest guys that you can think of say these same f***ing things. Nobody knows what they're doing.
No, just winging it, just throwing the dice out and like, oh, I think it works.
Why do you say it is important to have style in a drift car?
Like, if it doesn't look good, then what are you doing?
If you had the opportunity to speak to the entire world, what would your one message be?
Just don't suck.
See how you doing the pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy.
Welcome back to the #1 Drift podcast on YouTube, presented by Injuku Racing. My name is Dawson, and today we have...
Dustyn Farrell, aka Little Webby, as they call it too, as well.
Hell yeah, we got his nice S14 in the background. But we're going to get to that here in a second. But before we do, look below the video. Make sure the subscribe button is not still red. If it is, go ahead and click that and hit the bell notification while you're at it so you never miss an episode. And all along with that, go ahead and grab one of the Grassroots Hero hats on 144 Racing. There's a very limited quantity. If you want one, grab one. If not, I appreciate you watching. And then, of course, the grip roll steering wheels too. Grassroots Hero grip roll steering wheels. You can customize them how you want. Color, leather, suede, blah, blah, blah. Have fun with that. Appreciate you if you get one. And then Chase Bay's customer appreciation event at Polecat. Don't miss that. Grab your tickets. Link is in the description for that. And then Valino, 35% off sale. Don't miss that. Yeah, that's all I got. Sorry that was so long-winded.
That's great.
But if you want, kind of give a little bit of rundown on yourself, who you are, what you do for a living, car, blah, blah, blah.
I guess I just have a car, I guess. I don't know.
He's underplaying. We'll get into it later.
Yeah. So either way, I've been doing drifting for 10 years now. Yeah, about 10 years. I got into it by a friend taking me to the track, like the usual deal. I grew up doing BMX as well, so I was looking for that adrenaline rush again. And I bought a drift car, and then 10 years later, I have a full competition car now, and go have fun with it and try to wreck it in my buddies, just like BMX days.
Quite literally, yeah.
Literally, yeah. I mean, I remember playing foot down with my buddies and just kicking the shit out of each other. And it's the same thing, just with the car, man. It's like, it just brings back old days of foot down. I'm wrecking into people. I'm like, dude, I remember the games of foot down. I was kicking people.
This is fun.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a little more expensive now. It's not just a bike falling over. So, yeah. I mean,
it's not a $1,000 bike no more.
Yeah. That gets real expensive real quick anymore.
Actually, I'm sure they're way more than that now.
I mean, so I still have my BMX bike. My very last one I built, it's full titanium. I think I probably have $2,500 into that bike, and that was 8 years ago now, 10 years ago.
I didn't go that deep, bro.
Yeah.
I just had a kink launch, chromoly frame.
Yeah, I grew up doing freestyle. I was always at the Chandler Bike Park, doing freestyle and stuff.
Yeah.
I've hit my face numerous times, and I've bounced off the ground numerous times. So with age comes a cage, and that turned into that. So
yeah, I was never that good at BMX, sadly.
Yeah, I used to go competing quite honestly quite a bit. It was pretty fun growing up. And
was you technically pro?
Yeah,
pro level.
Yeah,
sponsors and everything.
Yeah, I had sponsors and everything too.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool getting to travel and do some stuff. And then, like I said, age became a cage, and adrenaline rush turned into this thing. So
yeah,
now we're here. But it was definitely a good time. I do miss it. I still ride here and there.
I was gonna ask you miss those days.
Yeah, I reminisce on them sometimes. Like a memory will pop up, and I'm like, man, I remember that day when I smacked my face in the ground. I was like, that was a cool clip. But yeah, and then I got into mountain biking too, so I do a lot of downhill mountain biking now as well, like cross country downhill stuff. So
sick.
That's another
How'd you get into that?
I got away from BMX, got into the cars, and I was like, man, I need something to exercise, but I wanted the adrenaline rush again. Yep. So it turned into, you have to climb to go down. So then I would get my exercise by climbing, and then I would bomb, 1,000+ feet down these hills and stuff. Like out here, we have a really good trail system. It's like Haas trail system. So any day you can go out there and ride. You could ride 100 miles if you wanted, no stop. Cool. So we have a couple of really good trails. There's a couple of them that are 1,200 foot plus downhill. So it takes you probably 20, 30 minutes to go down some of these hills. So like it's just nonstop, no pedaling, just down this mountain.
Yeah.
And it's sick because if you miss a turn, you go off a cliff. So like the adrenaline rush you get from that is pretty sick. So that's just where the stuff came with mine. Yeah, pretty much that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was never that good at BMX nor skateboarding, any of that.
I mean, if you put
I tried, but
if you put a skateboard in front of me, I could roll from here to that car and I'd eat shit every time.
me too. Skateboarding, I was like definitely trash at. BMX, I was better. I still wasn't like, I didn't dedicate enough years to it. It wasn't a priority because I was doing baseball at the time.
Oh, there you go.
So like that took my entire
I played
life.
that as a little kid. That was pretty fun.
Hell
Played
yeah.
little T-ball growing up, man. I remember that.
Nice. Why do you think BMX skateboard guys virtually end up in drifting?
Adrenaline.
Though? Just
I mean, that's the one reason I got into it, and a lot of people you talk to, it's like once the BMX thing became, or once you like got into like a job and you kind of have some money from it, you're kind of like, oh, cool. And you see your buddies like, you know, or people at the track drifting, you're like, that's pretty fun. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna go buy a $1,000 car. I'm gonna turn it into something and try to go out there and hang out, you know, people out there and try to become like that. And then suddenly, just like the adrenaline rush of doing that, you're like, you know what? I don't even care about the bike stuff anymore. Let's just go drifting. Like, this is cool. And back then, I mean, when I got into it, it was like super cheap. You can get a pair of tires for sub $100 and just go out to the track for $50 and just go have a heyday. Like, I didn't even care if I got flat towed back on the way home after blowing something up. I remember like back in the day, man, I was like blowing up like random fuel pumps, diffs, like just the most random stuff would happen. And I would get flat towed home by like a buddy or like a parent or something. And it would be like a 30-mile one way.
Sketchy.
Just flat towed down the freeway. I didn't care.
Flat toe for 30 miles.
Yeah. Just put a strap on that bad boy and let's roll, dude.
All the out of country guys listening to this are like losing their mind right now because they walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny, dude.
It's so bad. And then after, you know, a couple of years, I finally bought like a truck and trailer and I was like, all right, time to at least locally do that. And then it grew out to out of state and stuff. So
That's so fun.
it's so bad, man. I'd be at the track like, oh, I blew this up and I can't get home.
Yep.
Who's gonna flat tow me home? Let's go.
Oh my god. Anyways, sorry. But BMX though.
Yeah.
I've always explained it as chasing the trick, right?
I guess.
Sorry to jump from flat towing back to that.
I mean, we kind of ventured off. I mean, realistically, yeah. I mean, it is to a point. Like you're chasing the trick. That's kind of, I see it. In my head, it was the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And like with drifting, I guess like you're always chasing that better trick. Like you can always one up, you know, yourself and or the other person too as well. So like there's always that one up factor of being like a BMX rider. Like, oh, he can do it, I do it better. So that was kind of that.
That is true. Yeah.
There's always that. Remember, like always in the head, like you're at the skate park and like, oh, that dude did it, I can do it better.
Yeah.
And like you did the one up game.
The
and,
competition.
Like, basically, and you guys
aspect.
end up going back and forth, and suddenly you're like, well, I'm better. I did it last trick better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the.
I feel like all the hardcore like BMX skate guys all ended up being really good drivers too.
It's the dedication to it, or like I would say it's like the dedication to it. Like there was other dudes that like really were like smacking the ground numerous times and then like got back up and kept doing it until they got it.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with the car.
A million times.
Yeah, they wadded up 50
it.
times and do it again.
Oh my god, that's awesome. But no, your first drift car was a SR, right?
No, my first drift car was a KA car.
It was a KA.
Yeah, it was a KA car for like, oh man, probably like 6 months. No, probably like closer to a year. I blew it up like 2-3 times. Like it just kept throwing bearings out of it and rod knocking. Then eventually, then I put an SR into it, and then that SR lived for, dude, probably 3 years, man. Like
no
that
shot.
SR was a trooper. I daily drove that thing. I used to take it to the track. Like never had a problem with it. I love that car. I'd fire it up and drive it 50 miles.
I don't ever want to hear anyone bitch about an SR again.
Dude,
SRs are great.
Dude, I love that SR, man. Like, there's so many times that like I'm like, dude, I should build another SR again. Like, and it wasn't even built. Like, I just put a T28 on it and just kind of kept rolling.
No shit.
Yeah.
How much power did it make?
I don't know. Never down with it.
just
let it go.
250 maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Good 250.
It was probably a good 250, and just let it keep going. Never had a problem with it.
It's a good car, yeah.
Yeah, it was so nice. Like I could get out there, fire it up, and 40-degree mornings, fire it up,
Yeah.
get the heater rolling, and just drive the car everywhere.
It had heat.
It had heat in it too. Yeah.
Hey, big baller.
Yeah, that was so sick. I miss that. I miss those days. I miss like driving the shitbox days. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll make it to work today. Fire up the shitbox. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
That was old daily for a while, man.
Why do you think SRs get a bad rep?
Because people bang them off the chips all day. They don't like it.
How do you mean?
Like just button a limiter.
Oh.
Yeah, just like banging off the chip all day, and it just destroys them. It's those dual rocker or those rocker deals or whatever. That was always the issue. I never like the only problem I ever had with mine is after I sold it. I didn't sell it. I put it in my old lady's car, and she banged it off the
Aw,
chip.
shit.
She banged it off the chip and launched the fucking bearing to the moon. It was like the craziest thing. Literally, it was like running perfectly. Did a burnout. It hit the limiter, popped twice. On the decel, it fucking spun the bearing.
So they just don't like limiter.
Basically, that
Kinda
was
like
the only
RVs.
issue. And I drove that car. I probably put 30, 40,000 miles on it, plus track events on it, and never had a problem.
Wow. Because I always see people that they'll push them past like 400 horsepower and stuff, and those are the guys that are like mad at them at SRs. I'm like, dude, wait.
Like we have like
Have
a couple
some common sense a little bit.
We had a couple local cars here for a while that had like, actually, yeah, it was we had a couple. They're like 350 horsepower bottom mount turbos, like 30, I don't know, like 2871s or something, like some little bottom mount turbo. They make like 350 wheel, and those motors have been together longer than I can remember.
That's killer.
And like they just beat the shit out of them. I know one of them's like in California now, just dude's beating it too, just beating it up,
Hell
and
yeah.
it has no problem.
Good shit. I love those cars.
Dude, I love SRs. They're
The
so- they
SR
sound so
is
good,
one
man.
motor that I definitely have to own one day. They're just so fucking expensive now.
I remember when I picked up my first SR, it was a full motor trans ECU harness. I got it shipped to my door for like $1,400. Oh, it was on a pallet, dude. It showed up in a truck.
It's so cheap.
It was a red top too, S13 red top. Just got it dropped off my front yard, and I was like, that's sick.
Fuck yeah.
Threw it right in the car the next day, and I was like, sick.
Yes, man. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, it's a motor, trans, ECU, and harness was my swap for $3,500. I
Even
think
then,
3
like,
years ago or something like that.
I mean, that's still not even that bad, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well,
you can't even touch a JZ
Maybe
for
4 or
that right
5
now.
years. Yeah, I know.
Like, to get a GTE 2J, you're like $7,000, no
Yeah.
trans.
Yeah. At the time, the JZs were going for, I think, around 4 or 5 for the swaps. There was a whole 1J swap on Marketplace at the exact same time I was going to buy the RB swap. For the same price, $3,500.
sitting
And I
there
was
like,
like,
huh?
you just had to make this harder. So I was like,
It's
fuck,
like the
dude.
back and forth on the phone, back, forth. back,
Literally,
forth.
yeah.
Oh.
The only reason I went with the RB is, for one, to be different, and two, I had seen my buddy beat the living piss out of it, and it just took it all. But that's besides the fact.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I think when I went from SR to JZ, I paid like $2,100, and it was just the engine, the ECU for a 1J VVTi, and then I had actually did an AR5 on it. Like way before people were doing AR5s,
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
an AR5 on mine.
That's cool.
It was super sick. I did like the little
Why'd you
solstice.
decide to go with that?
Because at that point, R154s were still like very, very expensive. So I was like, And I saw like rumors of like this AR5 deals, and I was like, well, it's the only one way to find out. Like the trans was like $250. I bought an R154 bell housing. It popped on. I was like, oh no, this is gonna turn into something now.
Yeah. Oh, shit. We're screwed.
So it literally turned into like, it was like I don't remember what so like I used an R154 pressure plate and flywheel, and the clutch disc was like a Chevy S10 or something crazy. And I used like the factory like R154 pull style clutch on it, and then the drive shaft was actually a bolt on too, which was like kind of weird. So I had like a CV joint put onto the drive shaft, put it in the car, and I was
What
like,
the
that
fuck?
works. And it lived for like a long time. And then as soon as I went over about I think the first time I turned the car up was like 450 horse, and it was just like just blowing them up left and right. What the fuck? But for like if you're doing a stock JZ like 350,
Yeah.
AR5.
Okay. Nice. Well, why did you decide to go JZ rather than just fixing the SR?
Because I knew eventually it was going to turn into like I wanted like a 500 horsepower kind of window because everyone around here had like about a 500 horsepower setup. And I was like, okay, I want something 500 and I want it to live at 500. And then Jay-Z was like, that sounds cool. So now we're
Jay-Z said it was cool, so I said
yeah,
okay.
the Jay-Z said it was cool. It's cool.
That's essentially why I went RB. I just wanted a little bit more power to hang out with everyone that's running LSs.
Basically, yeah.
That's everyone that was around me. But now I don't even drive with any of those guys anymore.
Now it's like
I'm
lower
like
horsepower
never
cars.
drive local. I always travel now.
But even then, like when you start traveling, like everyone has like about a 400 horsepower car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like that's the cool part about like this car is like I have I call it the fun knob, but the boost knob in it. It'll go all the way down to wastegate, which is 14 pounds, and it probably makes I don't know four area. And
I need to get off the factory manifold. I have boost creep issues, so
get yourself a future fat manifold, baby.
shit. Hit me up.
Hit up,
We'll get one.
Hit up old John, dude.
Yeah.
Future Fab. He's local here
No,
too.
I need to. I really need to get some type of header situation. I want to go top mount, but it's just those factory manifolds.
Those
too
castles
restrictive.
suck.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk to him then.
Yeah, John Future Fab. He's local. He's in Tempe.
Okay.
Do a Garrett like G3900 on it.
I have a 3076 on it right now.
3900. Way better.
It's like stock internals though.
Why? It'll be fine. It'll take it.
But it didn't need that.
But it's just a response time's nice.
I mean, yeah, but like even this turbo right now, it lights off at like 2500.
Oh, all right.
So it's
leave it alone.
pretty responsive.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so simple too. I'm like, I don't want like this. Even this is like we were just looking under the hood, and I'm like too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
I don't need all the internal stuff. I don't need all the extra shit. I just want it so simple so it can drive, and yet all my car has been is a problem ever since I finished the swap. So
It goes like that.
I'm like just beating a dead horse at this point.
Pretty much. The problem is that I overbuilt it. I wanted it overbuilt so it can withstand what it is. And like hot.
That's a smart way to do it.
Well, like literally with Hotpits last year, like I never turned a car up past like 18 pounds of boost. Like I think the highest I saw was like 19 pounds of boost on a flare. And it's like I don't need that much. Like I won Hotpits with 550. It's just because we're limited to the tire. Like when you're on a 265, 300 tread, where like people are like, oh, you need 800 plus horsepower. No, you don't, because you just snap the tire off and your car's slower.
True.
And it's been proven multiple times back to back with my car. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys want me to do.
Consumables go up, everything, yeah.
It's not even, I mean, the consumables go up because you burn the tire off, but it's like you're hurting the car more and you're overpowering the tire. I don't care what anyone says, you will overpower a tire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And there's people that argue with that, but, that's another day.
You're on a 265. There's only so much you can do. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's use a little bit of common sense.
But yeah, exactly. Even with like, you could put a 200 treadwear 265 underneath it, and I guarantee you, like, someone that has their car turned down and hooks up right, a 300 treadwear 265 is going to run away from you.
Yeah. Well, tell me about how, like, as far as the feeling of it in the chassis when you went from SR to JZ. Did you feel any of the weight difference, or was it,
I mean,
like,
you could
drastic at all?
I mean, I guess I was so like young into it, I didn't really like pay
Didn't
attention
give
to
a
it.
fuck.
I just like, dude, I got Jay-Z.
I just want to drive.
Yeah, I got Jay-Z, let's go. And I remember like the first time I put the Jay-Z in, man, it was like overheating in like half a lap. Like I'd peg like 250. I'm like, it's blowing coolant everywhere. I'm like, oh man, this is sick though.
Yeah.
Got a Jay-Z.
Hell yeah. And this is on the hatch, right?
This is on my hatchback. Yeah.
Okay. How long did you have that car?
5. Probably like 6 years.
Oh, wow.
It was like 5 or 6 years, I think, since I had that car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through a couple of reiterations. Yeah, it was like about 5 years.
Huh.
Then it got smoked, and then I built a coupe.
Is that when you hit you hit up front?
Yeah, when I got I ended up like I was being Stancy boy back then. I was running stretch tires, and the right rear debeated because I hit like the pothole on the side of our track. So the rear tire debeated. So I slid off the track as far as I could. A bunch of people missed me, and some dude just wasn't looking and just plowed right into me. Like
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, the reasoning for it was I was looking at my hood, not down the track. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I was like, rule 101, never look down the hood of your car.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. That if you haven't learned that, do that.
Always
now.
look at the next corner.
Especially on big fast tracks.
Yeah,
oh my God, look way fucking down the track.
Yeah, so like our track we were running there, we were running like a hot lap style. We called it the like the Manji layout, we call it. But like that first corner, if you can start back where we were starting, you can get 50, 60 mile an hour.
Damn.
So it was a good whack. It crushed the whole, like where my feet were and everything. It was pretty good.
Whew. That's rough. You went to the coupe after that.
Yeah,
correct?
I built the 13 coupe right after that. That was you could tell the chassis difference between the two of those. That was definitely noticeable. I don't know if it was just a hatch thing or if I built that car a little more stout. It was kind of the same cage design. The only difference I had a tube front versus a factory front was the only difference. But it definitely was like noticeably different.
Wow. I wonder why. Because they were both Y-Fab cars, right?
No, they're both on modded knuckle cars.
Oh, they're just modded.
Yeah, back then I had modded knuckle stuff. I had like this really gangster angle kit that was modded, and it was fucking sick.
That's pretty cool.
It was sick. I'm probably gonna reiterate it back on the coupe again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're gonna still keep that car alive?
Yeah, that car is supposed to be like my seat time car. Like it won't have any more than 400 horsepower. It'll be just reliably. I could throw a pair of burner tires off the pro car onto it and just go drive. I want to be able to do laps. I want to dump it on its nuts again and just have like style more than like this car can have. I mean, I try to do as much as I can with this car, but I want it to be like scraping kit again and stuff. Because my car used to be so low, like I couldn't even stick my Vans underneath it.
That's sick.
It was sick.
Damn. Yeah. I wish I could go that low. I need to get over fenders and stuff up front to even go any lower. But even then, the FDF kit that I have, it sits so low.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure you deal with the same thing on the Wisefab.
Yeah, like this is what the arm's flat and it's still like super like
Oh,
kind of
really?
low to it, I guess.
Damn. Yeah, that sucks. I wish I could fit it under factory fenders. That'd be really cool. Because I'm a big factory fender guy. I'd rather not go wide body. If
Chop
possible.
the rear end off. Let's get wide.
Hell no. But was that the same Jay-Z setup in the coupe that you had in the hatch?
Yeah, it was the
You
same.
just
I
essentially
took
pulled
everything I took from that car. I put it into the hatch. The only thing it's crazy. After that really hard wreck, he got me like right in the A pillar into the wheel. The only thing that bent was my lower control arm and a tie rod.
Really?
Yeah, dude. The knuckle took it, the coil took it, everything took it. It was like the weirdest thing.
That's
and the lower control
sick.
didn't even like bend that much. It just barely twisted. I ended up using it as a spare later down the road.
That's crazy.
I like overbuilt that, but it worked.
Yeah.
So it was pretty badass. So like,
I love when parts work.
dude, I was
Do
so
their
happy. I was
job.
like, tie rod, put a coil over under it. We're good.
Yeah.
Drive it.
I just hit the wall recently at Fuel Fest because my throttle cable got stuck wide open.
Oh, sick.
Sorry, I know I've said that story multiple times, but
Holder on the chip.
oh yeah, yeah. But my wheel and everything broke exactly how it was supposed to and saved the whole car.
That's another thing too, man. Everyone's like, "Oh, you need like these, gangster like big ass wheels." I'm like, okay, but as soon as you hit something, the wheel does not do anything, but everything else behind it takes it.
Oh yeah, because you run gram lights, they're designed to be a braking point essentially.
Yeah, essentially.
The Kanseis are the same way.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like when I got hit that time, I had my 3-piece wheel on it, and it barely bent the lip.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah. And then, but like the hardcore 3-piece guys, they brag about that, how strong their wheels are. I'm like, why?
I see the point because like when I first got my 3-piece wheels, like the very first set I got, I was like low boy. I was driving the car everywhere,
Yeah.
like just being like as much of a first stancy boy basically with it, like just is tucking front, tucking rear, driving it everywhere. I had 215s stretch on a 9.5 in the front, like
Nice.
225s on a 10.5. Like dude, I was doing everything like pretty wild. And I remember like with the monoblock wheels I was running at the time, I'd hit a bump and just blow the wheel apart. And then I put the 3 pieces on it and nothing happened again. I was like, sick.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So I see
mean,
there's a
I
point
do
to
get
it. There's a
that,
point to
yeah.
it. But like for like what we're doing, as soon as you like someone hits you, something happens, it just destroys everything.
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
I can see, given that they are so expensive too, I would rather other stuff break.
I mean, to a
than
point,
that,
I'm getting to the
but,
point now. Like
still.
it's like 50-50. Like you get you can get a set of gram lights for almost the same price as like a decent 3-piece wheel. So it's like, what do you want?
Right. That is true. How much are these going for now?
Like $2,000 for a set of 4. Before that's for like the 9.5 ones. The 10 wides are more money.
Okay.
Because I have a bunch of rears too as well.
Yeah.
So.
Have you seen the new Kansei 7 that came out?
Yo, those ain't kind of hard, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do.
I kind of like, I need some of those in chrome.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I've got some Astros that I need to put on the front because they were out of the Neos that I run. Because I like chrome wheels too.
Yeah, see, I'm a big chromey. I'm a big chromey guy, but the problem was like at the time, like I couldn't get these things chromed. Like, dude, the chroming person that we were like able to get to was like $300 a wheel, and I was like, I'm not paying for that. So I'm good.
One of my clients, Synergy Race Development. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
They do like Mustang parts and stuff.
Okay.
But they powder coat, so I'm just like
chrome and everything.
Here's my Astros. Make these chrome. Because they have they use prismatic.
Yeah, and they have that chrome.
They got that chromish looking whatever.
See, I'm also like low key kind of fuckboy, and I want like triple chrome. See, that's the problem with me. I want like if I'm going chrome, I'm going like fuckboy chrome. And I found like a company that's like I'm actually going to reach out to them hopefully and see about doing something because they sell pre-chromed grams.
No way.
And they're like not that badly priced. I'm like,
How much?
I think it was like cool. $2,400 shipped to your door
for a full set
for 4.
That's a joke. No way.
It was like $2,400 or $2,600.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh man,
your boy needs some.
I gotta see those.
I'll find the link for you.
All right, yeah, I gotta see that because I've got an FC sitting in the driveway that I want. I really need to start building that, but I want to do more of like a race car stance on that.
Nice.
And keep it a street car. I want that thing.
Street car.
Well, yeah.
You say that now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It always modifies
a street car that I could drift, yes, but I miss so bad having a nice car that I can just drive around town.
See, that's the thing is I have the F80 and I do the whole like, I'll keep it nice, but dude, it's taking everything in me not to put YSFAB in the front of that thing right now.
Oh.
Because it's a manual 6-speed car. Yeah, it makes 550.
I mean, plus you see them all the time on the internet.
Yeah,
where
that's
people
the problem. But
you
know how hard it is? Like, I literally look at it in the cart and I'm like, by now looks pretty good right now. But then I'm like, okay, leave it alone. Like, but it like even then, like I've drifted that thing a lot more than I probably should have. Yeah. And it drifts phenomenal factory. Yeah.
Damn, I would end up doing it probably.
It's so hard. Like the handbrake doesn't.
Don't you
really
have
work.
2 of them out there?
No, that's a 435 as well.
Oh, okay.
But like the handbrake doesn't work. Like the parking on my driveway right there, it'll slide down the hill on the handbrake. But if I tighten it, then it starts working for drifting, and then I'm fucked.
Oh,
we're going crazy. So I just leave it loose.
No working handbrake.
No
Let's
working
just leave it
handbrake.
at that.
As soon as it starts working, we're screwed, man.
Yeah. Damn. Because I have always been curious about those cars and how they feel drifting.
Oh, dude, phenomenal.
Oh my God, they drive great. It's
crazy.
General.
It's crazy. So I bought that car and I was like, oh, this thing's great. It's great. It's got a 295 in the back right now, like a 300 treadwear 295, and it will blow the tires off it. Like it's got no problem. Like no problem.
Man, for a stock car, that's wild.
I mean, it makes like 550 wheel right now, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's full bolt-ons, all that good stuff as well.
Oh, okay.
It makes good power and good torque. Really, really good torque for like what it is. Like it's real low end torque. The top end kind of sucks. You can feel it fall off, but it'll snap the tire off. Like it's got no problem. Like I've done a lot of like some hooning with it, and it.
You haven't taken it to a drift event yet, just for the fuck of it.
No, because once I do, I'm fucked. I can't. Because once it happens, it's done. It's like it's getting angle kit, it's getting a handbrake, and then it's going to go to the party. Every time.
Jesus.
Like it's going to be thrown in my trailer next to this thing. And be like, okay, you know what? 4-seater. Well, dude, drift taxi. That's what it'll turn into so quickly.
Yeah.
Then it'll go on ethanol. It'll go big turbo. Then now it's unreliable. And then I have no more street car to drive around. Then I'm screwed.
I know self-control.
I know that's a problem. I have no self-control.
Oh man. God, that'd be so cool though.
I work too hard for my money.
It's a 4-door, right?
Yeah, it's an actual F80 M3.
Fucking hell!
And it's a collector one too. Like it's a dark mineral gray one. It's got peanut butter interior. It's a comp package, so it's all carbon.
Yeah. I don't know my BMWs enough to understand all of that, but
it's the nicer,
fuck yeah version.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's a super light one. It's fucking clean. Like it's badass.
Hell yeah. Okay. Wow. You should do it. You should do it. Just have a little self-control, man.
Everyone tells me you should do it, and then I'm like, I should. And then I look at it, and I'm like, I can't fuck this one up. I can't fuck this one up. But you can pick them up now, like on Copart for super cheap. Like you can pick up one for like sub 30. It's like barely fucked up. Because they're getting to the point where they're getting older now.
Sub 30 to a lot of people watching is probably a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but sub 30 to get yourself like a 4-door drift car that like is just phenomenal. Like just throw angle on it,
handbrake away.
And that's it. And you don't need a diff, none of that stuff. You can just lock the diff and just go.
That is pretty nice.
Dude, you got heated steering wheel.
Because it's got the electronic locking.
It does it on its own, basically, yeah.
Oh.
So like, dude, you'd have heated seats, heated steering wheel, and your music blasting with your homies.
And AC.
And really cool
AC, dude. Especially here, we're in Arizona.
Yeah, we need AC out here. But think about it, though. You would have cool AC, and when it gets cold, your homie's got a seat heater in the back. It's got separate seat heaters in the back. Both sides have seat heaters.
That's too bougie for my
That's
blood,
what I'm
dog.
saying.
I don't know.
But it gets down like that. That'd be cool.
Damn. That's a good seat time car right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this. As far as the angle kits go, why have you stuck with WiseFab versus FDF? Because I'm a big FDF guy.
Okay, I guess for like these cars, I guess it's just been around for like WiseFab for me. I haven't like experienced like the FDF stuff. Like I've worked on them on like Z's and stuff like that, and like I know a couple of Z owners that have them, and like it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But I just have like
just to kind of a go with what
it's
you
just a go with what I know, and like
yeah.
I have this car like super like perfect to what I want it to be. So I'm like, okay, I can't change it right now.
Yeah.
So I just leave it alone.
That's fair. I've always wondered, like, on setup wise though, because I've heard a lot of people complain about the specs that they suggest online
On WiseFab?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That are like asked for actual use.
Their settings for WiseFab is very dead steering feeling. That's the easiest way to explain it. It's like it's just kind of dead. So I do a little bit of something different on it. A little more caster, a little more camber, and like, dude, it drives like I would compare it to my modded knuckle car I had it at one point. It just got continuous angle. The only reason I got
how I run mine up front too. Yeah.
Yeah, a little extra camber, a little extra caster, and it
mine's
just
more
works.
for fitment reasons. I'm trying to get this fit under factory fenders, but
Yeah.
the caster I add for self steer.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing too, is like I like a lot of self steer. I love my modded knuckle stuff. The only reason I went from modded knuckle to WiseFab is because of I was having the trailing wheel fall over really bad, and under like left foot braking, like this wheel did nothing. And I feel like I couldn't stop because I'm locking this one
start
up.
getting the
like
wobblies.
you're full lock, and then it's like something. This one's wobbling, this one's off the ground. And you're like, I got nothing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
So that's the only reason I switched.
Hell yeah. Well, you should try it sometime. Hit up Josiah.
Hey, I'll take a free kid. Let's figure it out.
I don't know about that, but he's a good dude.
No, he's a good dude.
He's really fast at responding.
I even have like their FDF winners to the Z axles. I still run Z axles in this car.
Yeah.
So like I've like I said, I've worked on FDF cars. Like it's phenomenal. Like my buddies have reached out to him for like suspension setup tips and stuff. And he's like super cool and getting back. Like cool dude, that's for sure. Like, no hate. It's just I've had this and it just kind of.
No, I totally get that. Yeah. Well, the coupe car, is that the car that went through like all the variations?
Oh, I painted that thing like 50 times, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Let's see.
It went through a lot.
It was red, white, red, green, back to red again. Yeah, so it went through 5 paint jobs. So that means I've had it for 5 years.
What was that green color? Arguably my favorite variation.
Low-key special color that I mixed up.
Oh, really?
That was actually a whoopsie color. That wasn't even supposed to be like that.
What was it supposed to be?
Like gold.
Oh.
Like gold. And then like the problem was that the company that sold me the paint, they're like, so it was a black base coat and then the silver mid coat, and they're like, just put the silver mid coat on it until it's like silver. That's fine. So we did it until it was silver. Well, what happened was the black was still peeking through the silver. As soon as you put the candy on it, guess what happens? It turns green. Yep. So then 4 coats of candy later, I was like, hey, you know what? This doesn't look that bad, actually.
Yeah, dude. It was almost like this green.
It was, dude, it was a super gangster green. Like, I still have some of the parts actually out back. I'll grab one of the panels and show you, like, so you can actually see it in person. But like, dude, that color had some depth to it because it looked like a lot of material on that car. It was so sick. And
how many coats of clear did you put on it?
Probably like 3. Not that much though. Because it was the material depth of like the pearl, the black, and like the base and stuff like that. Gotcha. But it was like, dude, you're not the first person that tells me like they're like that's the most badass color. It looks like I can reiterate it like pretty easy because I know what I fucked up on. But it's like
he does body work and stuff.
I do body and paint for.
No,
I didn't actually. Okay. So I do collision work for a living, so I do body and paint. That's kind of the reason this thing stays together and looks halfway as good as it does all the time.
Yeah. So if any of you guys need any work done, you're in the Arizona area.
Yeah, bang my line.
Yeah, there you go.
Do everything. From complete paint jobs to little fixes on your mama's car that you messed up.
Drunk nights. Save me.
Hey, man. Hey, I don't hate, man. As long as the cash is coming, I don't care. I'll fix it.
That's right. Okay. Well, what variation of that car has been your favorite so far?
I think that the variation that it was the last time, the red color with the livery on it.
Oh yeah.
I think that was probably the best one.
Okay.
The green's my second favorite, that's for sure. The second or my third favorite was the white. When I did the white on it, I actually like took my time in that car. I blocked that whole car. I primed it. I blocked it again, and like it was solid white. It was like QM1 white, which is like the most white Nissan color you can get. It has literally no other color in it, and I did crushed glass in it. And I put probably 5 coats of clear on that thing. I stick blocked it, made it flat, and it was like showroom quality.
Damn.
And I'm out here just bashing into people. Like, this is
destroying this car.
I remember the first time I drove it, my turbo actually caught fire, burnt the hood, turned it brown, and I was like, all right, after that, it's all fair game now.
Right.
And then like the whole back half of the car from the smoke, from the heat from the tire, like was burning the paint and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I like to do a lot of burnouts. Yeah. That's my problem though.
My bumper's burning and shit.
I mean, low-key, my motto is if I have a pair of tires on the car and they call last lap, there will be no tires left when I leave. Like when that car comes off the track, there will be no tire. It doesn't matter if I'm doing burnouts.
You just stay out there.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care. Like I will literally like they're like, oh, last lap, because that was the thing. Like at our track, they'll at least give you like a last lap, and I would literally they'll be like last lap. I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna sit here and do a burnout until my tires feel like they're about to spank, and I'm gonna finish them off at the end. And like, okay. Yeah. So
that's the way to finish it.
Yep, every night. Absolutely. Oh, you're at it. Last lap. Okay, how much tire I got left? All right, we're gonna be here for like a minute. Let me burn them off.
Hell yeah! And the white too. That's crazy.
The white was so clean.
Yeah, but after every event, it looked destroyed.
It burned it, man. Like that paint, like where the tires where the smoke was coming up from doing the standing burnouts, it couldn't get the heat out quick enough, so they started actually burning the paint.
Damn.
Yeah, I think
I've got one of those big. What are they called? The exhaust tips that go out.
Oh, it wasn't that. It was the smoke. It was the tire smoke, like the heat from the tires. Like actually, like over my.
Oh wait,
rear,
what the fuck?
Yeah, like over like about the halfway point of the back of my tire and all up the bumper. It would like the first probably 4 inches of it would start turning brown.
Damn.
Yeah, it got to the point where I was like scrubbing it off. I'm like, oh, it won't come off.
I'm not wide enough to have that issue.
Yeah, I mean, mine was literally like bleach white. Like the widest color you can get is QM1. It has like.
No, I mean like wide.
Oh, wide.
Yeah. I'm not wide enough in the rear.
Yeah, I mean I had 50 mil overs. My wheels were built and they stuck out. Like
yeah. The because I have the Vertex style KBD kit, and like if you look at the car from the back, like you can barely even see the rear tires.
Yeah, it like covers it up just a little bit.
For one, 350Z rear bumpers are god awfully enormous for no reason.
I don't know why, man. And they weigh like 50 pounds and they fly off on every single thing you do.
Like the Z bumpers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially the factory ones.
Oh my god. Everyone out here.
Oh my god.
The factory bumpers.
The flaps. Yeah. I call it the Z wings.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever
Z wings. They're all flapping away.
Yeah.
Everyone out here, they were doing like. Was it like the Z bumpers with the was it like the Nismo bottom on it, like the little lip kit or whatever?
Yeah,
that was a big thing. And then those things weighed like 100 pounds. They're falling off. People hitting cars on them and shit. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, you really got to mount your kits
like really good
on Z's, or you're screwed.
It's just
the
that
bumpers
are
just so big.
It's just massive, man.
Yeah,
I don't know why they made it so big, but hey, whatever. This is Z thing.
Besides me, it's just a computer mouse in my eyes. Dude, I hate the way Z's look.
I've
They're
never
so
actually heard
ugly.
someone call it a computer mouse yet.
Dude, that's what I call it all the time. It's
Dude,
literally like an Apple computer
Dude,
mouse.
when you fucking say that, I thought of it now. I'm like, dude, it looks like a mouse.
You're never gonna unsee it now.
Nah, screw it. It's in my head now. Every time one goes by, computer mouse.
God. Jesus. I guess tell me about the Arizona scene, or as far as drifting goes.
I mean, it's pretty jam packed out here for sure. I mean, like usually most drift events we have, like we can get like 120 plus cars on a drift day.
Really?
Yeah, like it gets
That
pretty
big out here?
Yeah, it gets pretty popping. It's a lot of grassroots stuff, like a lot
okay.
of them.
Yeah.
As far as like, I would say like sub probably 400 horse people. Like if like the 400 to 500 horsepower range is probably 20 of them or so,
Oh, wow.
give or take, and then the rest of them are just like grassroots dudes, like
Just
lots
low
of Z's,
horsepower.
lots of E36s and stuff like that.
That's cool. Okay. So it's still fairly back because I know you guys don't have like that many tracks per se.
We only have, I mean, Firebird has, I mean, what, 1, 2, 3.
Where's Firebird again?
It's in Chandler, or wait, yeah, Chandler. It's still,
Up in the valley.
yeah, it's in the valley. Yeah,
Okay.
It's like it's just south of Phoenix, like just right on the edge.
Gotcha.
But I mean, realistically, we have like what 3 tracks there, I believe. The most of the ones that we run are like they call it main track, which is the one in like the pits. It has like a couple variation layouts that we can do on it, but that's pretty much the main one we run. It doesn't eat tires very much, and it's that's the one where we get like about 100 plus cars. Like it gets pretty crazy. And then we have Tucson, which no one really drives down to.
Yeah.
Because everyone doesn't have trailers and stuff. They just drive their cars to the track and hope for the best.
Fuck, Cowboys.
I mean, it works though. I mean, you'll see a lot of them drive home. You'll see like 1 or 2 scragglers stuck at the gas station or something.
Oh yeah.
Because like the tow trucks won't come in and get them off the track. Most of the tow trucks will be like, no, we're not touching them. So like they have to get them like down the street or something.
Oh shit.
Like, hey, I was just out driving my car and it broke, but it's got a bunch of tires on it and it's been wrecked into a wall.
Don't ask questions. I don't
Don't
know.
ask questions. Just tow it to my house, please. So
Oh my god. What the fuck?
yeah, we get a little crazy out here sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there's one event that I've seen out here that looks like it's fucking massive, but it's in the middle of the summer, I think. I can't remember the name of the track, but it's up in the valley. Is that that's the only track in the valley?
We literally only have Firebird or Wild Horse, whatever you want to call it. That's Firebird now. It used to be Wild Horse, back to Firebird.
Okay, that's what I remember then is Wild Horse.
Yeah, it used to be Wild. It was
That
Wild
makes
Horse,
sense,
Firebird.
okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Huh.
It's the whole like
That's why that
we're
confused me.
closing down, and then they go for break for like a couple months, and
Rebrand
they
it,
come back
yeah.
and rebrand it. But it's the same exact owners. They just changed the name.
Yeah.
So it's a great time.
It's a money grab.
It
usually.
100% is a money grab.
Yeah. Stores do it all the time, literally.
Oh,
They'll
100%.
say they're closing, have a blowout sale.
Oh yeah, and then they're open the next week.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I just
give
spent
it
all
a
my money
month
there
and they're
last week
back.
because you guys said we're closing.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we have. Which event were you talking about? We got a couple.
I don't know. It was some type of Mahon event. Mahon was in the name, I think.
Was it Bahoku?
Maybe. That
So
sounds
so
familiar.
Mahon
It
Mahon
looked
is
wild.
that doesn't happen in the summer. That happens in the winter, and we haven't done that here in 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
I think last time was 2019. COVID happened, and then
It just
the people
never
that
came
put it
back.
on just haven't done it since.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, and plus our track rental thing is kind of a weird situation. So
What do you
it's
mean?
very, very expensive to rent our track. Like the
Oh.
rent Firebird is very, very, very expensive.
How much is it for like a day?
We can't even rent it for a day. Like I can't
Oh.
roll up and just rent it for a day. Like you can only do like track rentals, and it's like very expensive.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Is there, so there's like a day limit you have to do?
I don't know
Or
the whole logistics of that because I never got into it.
Gotta
with
have a
that.
business license. to
Something
even
I don't
go
know.
to
It's one of those
rent
things like
shit.
I don't have
That's
to do it.
wild.
Like we have like a
Dude.
So I work with a company. We do with monoculture and like
Yeah.
so like out there we had like I did Bahoku. I've done the 3 Bahoku events. So like I take a 1-to-1 scale of like Bahoku and I plop it on our little skid pad.
Nice.
And that's
Okay,
a party,
yeah.
man. That is a party. Like I had my car out
Dude,
there.
you would love Driven Luck. out near me.
I mean, I'm down to go that way. I need to check it out one of these
You need
times.
to. It's a buddy of mine. His whole family essentially sold everything, bought a piece of land, built a racetrack, but it's a mini Mahon.
Yeah, when we had Mahon back in 2019 or whatever, dude, it was like same thing, 1-to-1 scale, plopped on. We had like curbs built on it and like everything. So like it was like
if
they
you got the wall there and
everything, dude, and it was so fun. That was the funnest stuff that like we had at the time. But we, like I said, we ended up trying to like reiterate that vibe again. We brought like the Bahoku event. We have walls. We had the space back wall. We had a runoff at the end. That if you hit something, you're hitting tires.
Literally they have that.
Yeah, so like we had like one really bad wreck where, you know, someone spun out on the entry and it's hot laps. Like we don't stop it, and you can get as much speed as you physically want.
That's exactly.
And I remember in the coupe, I was doing well over 100 down that straight in the top of fourth gear. That was pretty sketchy. This car ended up, the car spun out in front of the guy. He went, you know, tried to dodge and block the fronts up, and at that point he couldn't like initiate and just went straight into our K-rail at the end. Jeez. That was pretty rough. That was a total car. But yeah, other than that, it's a party, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we do quite a few. Like I said, we've done 3 of them. We're going to do another one this year. So
nice.
Definitely got to check it out. We do like donut pits, stunt bikes.
Should last minute come to the Chase Bays event. Just hit Chase up. It's at Polecat, dude. It's 30 minutes from my house. You can just stay on the couch. I don't care.
I'm down.
Dude, I am so excited to drive that track.
Yeah, look, I have seen that track. It looks pretty sick.
Yeah, I didn't realize how close it was to my house.
Really? It's that close, man.
It's literally 30 minutes south. Like, all the people coming from up north of me will have to drive past my house.
You're just going to be sitting outside and just waving at them as they're going by?
No, that's not that close. Yeah. I'm literally like 5 minutes off of the highway that they're going to have to go down.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Small world.
It's so crazy. I've never even thought to just go up to that place either. And be like, hey, what does it cost just to rent it for a day? No idea.
That's the thing out here is like we can rent Muscleman, and I think it's like sub $2,000. I think you can have like up to 20 dudes, I think, or something. So like it's not bad. I mean, out at Muscleman, like you can go down there.
Getting attacked by a fly.
Down at Muscleman, I think it's like 160, but like you can literally just pull up and like you could be the only dude there, and they'll just do sessions with you, like if there's like shifter cards and stuff. So like it's super sick. Like you can literally get as much seat time as you want.
That's pretty wild.
So like there's dudes that go down there like in the middle of the wintertime, and like they'll go down there like a Wednesday and just drive from 8 to 5 like nonstop. And the brakes are the shifter cards driving.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know a couple of buddies that went down there and they're like, dude, I averaged like 200 laps. I'm like, I bet you did. I bet you did.
Oh yeah,
that's insane. Good old Z boys, dude. They put the fans on them, like badass fans, cooling systems on them, and just fucking burn it down.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know what fans do you run on this thing?
That one's got derails. It's got
that's what I run too.
Yeah, so that's the old car had a front mount setup and derails on it. This one has the new. Actually, no, this one's got spalls on it. Sorry. But this one's got the was it the CNR or whatever radiator in the back, the drift spec one, the brushless fan one. Yeah, that thing is badass. I will never go back to a like front mount after that.
I'll have to look at it more.
Yeah, I'll show you when we're done.
See how big it is. Is it only meant to be rear mount?
It's rear mount only.
That makes sense. Why is it rear mount only?
Just because how big it is, and it's also got like it's a brushless fan system, and I think they're 50 amps a piece, and they're like 3,100 CFM a piece or something crazy. Like, dude, they're insane.
Fuck?
Oh, it's insane, dude. That back of that car, when that fan's turned all the way up, it'll like puff the car up.
What?
Oh, no bullshit. It'll literally go. Like
that's wild.
Like my trunk
bro.
starts like lifting up and everything. Yeah, it gets crazy.
Oh my god, because I've got the 4,000. Well, combined, it's 4,000 CFM.
Yeah. I think it's like 3,000 CFM per fan. Like if I'm driving through like any bit of like there's like dust on the ground and they're on, it'll blow the dirt everywhere.
Hell yeah,
that's pretty sick.
That's kind of a flex.
I mean, kind of. Kind of annoying when all the dirt's coming back up through the bag.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, no, they even mine, the one. As soon as I turn them on, it sounds like an airplane taking off. Like that's
how those things are, man. It's pretty ruthless.
But I need to redo my whole front end setup, cooling situation, intercooler, all of it. It's all Mishimoto, which is great. But I would much rather have probably a Koyo in it or something a little bit more.
You can't go wrong with those Koyo, the inflows. Those things are badass. I had one in the coupe that came out of one of the local OGs here, and that radiator was probably every bit of 10 years old, and it worked phenomenal still in that coupe.
I have a buddy that runs them in everything, and he never has a problem out of them. So
Is it the N flow or the R flows or whatever? I think the new one's like the R flow, like the badass one they have now. Dude, so sick.
Yeah. Damn RBs.
Damn Jay-Z's.
They don't like to stay cold. Well, yeah, Jay-Z's too, yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot. Jay-Z's suck on the heat. Everything sucks.
It's inline.
It's just
everything inline.
I mean, well, that thing, the only thing that could save the cooling temps is to do a water to oil cooling system. So actually, instead of having an air to oil cooler, I have a water to oil. So my coolant actually cools my oil, and vice versa. You know, whatever's hotter, lower at the time.
Okay, this may be a dumb question, but like, how do those systems work versus the air?
So basically, there's like let's say the easiest way is like a box, and there's your oil cooler that would be on the front of your car submerged into it, and the coolant goes around
so
it.
it just
It's basically that's the easiest way to explain it.
Gotcha.
There's a lot more to it.
I've never seen like even like a diagram of how one.
Yeah,
works,
it just has coolant going through it, and the oil cooler is like basically submerged into it.
Huh.
So the lower coolant temps, the lower the oil.
It's got to be
temp.
more efficient, right? It's
100%.
more consistent.
That's what they use on NASCARs.
Oh, okay. Huh.
That's a little trick that Forrest Wang showed me. I was like, hey, man, how do you keep this car cool? I see you doing 10, 15 laps, it looks like, and you just never stop. And he goes, oh, this little thing. He shows me a little box. I was like, all right, and buy me one of those.
How much do those cost?
They're like $1,000
for like a full setup.
just for the cooler.
Oh.
Just for the like little box.
What else do you usually need to go
That's
with
it.
one? Oh,
It's
so
just you put
some
your oil
AN
lines to the top,
probably.
and then your coolant lines on it.
That's not bad at all.
Now, and they have different variations of size and everything
Right.
like that. That one's got like a 16 plate box style one in it. I wish I did like a 22 plate, honestly, because it'd be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It works phenomenal as it is. It could be better, but it works pretty good.
I'd be interested to try that.
Yeah, I think it's CNR that makes it as well.
Yeah.
It is
I
CNR.
just wish I had more room up front.
That's the problem. If you're front mount, dude, there's no room.
Yeah.
That was my issue because I was looking at the coupe. I was like, oh, when I re-put this back together and put a front mount in it, where am I going to put my oil cooler? And I ain't got no room.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's so jam packed up front. Because like in my car, the RB is so long for one, but I can't go back far enough.
Because it's already slammed into the wall probably at that point.
No, it's the oil pan on the subframe.
Oh.
So if I converted it to at least
sump.
this is a theory that I've always had. I've never tested it nor proved it to be correct, but yes, if I went rear sump, I think I could get it far enough back because I have between the head and the false firewall because you know
these
these
have the
these have
secondary
that
wall.
fake
Yeah.
false firewall. So you've even got even more past that. I have like 6 inches, 5 to 6
wow.
inches. So it's
Wow.
it's a drastic weight difference over the front subframe.
I wonder, yeah, dude, throw a rear sump on it. Dude, that'd be so much better for the motor. Rear sumps
Yeah.
are like the bee's knees.
Yeah, I'm highly considering taking the car down for next year and not driving,
Oh, come on.
and completely like revamping the swap.
See,
'cause
everyone
it's so bad.
Everyone says that, and then they go drive their car, and they're like, this is too good. Leave it
Well,
alone.
so this is my like what's kind of pushing me. I'm a big sedan guy. I would much rather this whole swap be in a G35 sedan.
I mean, drift taxi, take all your homies.
Yeah,
Pretty sick.
I want 4 bucket seats, bro. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, there's a couple. There was 2. There was a G37 out here, and then there's a dude that has a like an Aristo out here as well. It's pretty
Nice,
sick. And
yeah.
they were both like fully, cut out the rear. They sunk the bucket seats down into them, full cage, and like so sick.
That's cool.
Like they got 4, like the dude with the Aristo has 4 bucket seats in his car. Like four harnesses, and like just throws his homies in the back, gets down. It's got a Jay-Z in it too. So sick. And it's right-hand drive, obviously.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Damn, I want that so bad. But yeah, that's like what makes me really want to do it. But no, I've just had too many like outside of motor issues on the swap that I'm like, my ignorant ass needs to redo all of this crap because it's so bad.
I feel that.
I just didn't know what I was doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, with the age comes experience with the cars, I guess, or whatever you want to say it.
Oh yeah. It didn't help that I'm like looking at all different types of forums, trying to fucking piece everything together.
Good old
Looking at
forums,
Z
man.
forums, LS swap forums,
Oh my God.
like an RB forums,
Here we go. He's got all
240
these forums.
Dude, I'm all over the place with this car.
Whatever has somewhat of knowledge, I'm using it.
Yeah, I literally had no. Yeah. Anyways,
That's crazy.
but besides my bullshit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I know I ramble about my car too much. But you've gotten the opportunity to drive the LZ World Tour, right?
Yeah.
Was it just one?
I just drove the Bakersfield one. I didn't have the means of making it all the way to the Jersey one or Englishtown
Oh
one.
yeah, that's far.
Yeah, that's a little bit on the other side of the.
Might as well just drive to Canada at that point for that one.
At that point, but I think it was like I can't remember what ended up happening. I would have been sick. I want to drive Englishtown so bad, but I think the problem was it was too close to like a hot pit or something for me to make it there and back. It was like I'm one man crew. Yeah. I'm myself basically. Like I got a couple buddies to help me out, but like for us to like go across the country, like that's gonna be a trek.
That would be a 3-day trip driving
with my one buddy driving, dude. I guarantee he'll be there like 3 days. Like he just won't stop driving. He's kind of scary.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's a driver. He'll just the whole time.
What's he on?
I don't know, man. I wish
I need some of your motivation, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for real, bro.
Oh, God, that's a far drive. I couldn't imagine doing
I know that he can make it from here.
I drove to New Jersey from Tennessee, and I wanted to cry.
How far is
With
that?
no trailer.
How far is that?
It was like 15 hours.
That's not even that bad.
I know.
It's not bad.
But I
for me.
was like,
I'd have to drive. I'd have to drive up to you and then from you to there for it to make somewhat sense.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's so far. I think my buddy can make it. He'll drive from here to Tennessee like nonstop. I'm pretty sure that's where he went last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 23 hours
He'll
on
drive
the
it
GPS.
nonstop.
That's wild.
Yeah,
My
boy get crazy, dude.
Plus, I got like the bladder of a peanut. So like, it seems like every 30 minutes I have to stop and take a piss. That's not true. That's a little.
I mean,
absurd,
hey,
but
you pull over, dude. Let her rip. Keep rolling.
oh no, I've had to. You have to learn when you travel a lot doing this shit. But
yeah, I just drive back and forth to California and Utah, basically,
yeah,
and
I
Vegas.
gotta go to Utah. How far is Utah from here?
Depends on the part of Utah you're going to.
Let's say if you went for FD, how far is that?
10 hours, I think.
Oh,
12 maybe.
damn! I didn't expect it to be that far.
I feel like it was like from Vegas. I feel like it was like still like 6 hours, and it takes me 4 hours to get to Vegas. 5 hours to get to Vegas.
Damn, that's crazy. Huh. Well, anyways, LZ World Tour though.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. How was that to experience?
Yeah, that was sick.
Really?
I definitely want to do it again for sure.
Is it what like people kind of make it out to be?
I mean,
Because it looks like one of those events that you kind of shoot for. It's like one of those.
I mean, it's definitely it's just cool because everyone's like the vibes are cool. Like the comp is like just like
a joke,
it's
essentially.
I mean, not even really. I mean, yeah, like you still want to. It comes to that BMX thing. Like you're just fighting for a skateboard deck. Like there's no money, but you're like you just want to drive with your homies and just be like, hey, I'm cool. I'm cooler than you, type thing. Like
yeah.
So that was definitely cool. And then like you get knocked out and like there's still like open driving and stuff like that. Like the amount of open driving we got there was pretty good.
That's good.
So that was cool. And it's just like cool vibes. Like everyone
I've
wants
always
to have
loved the
fun.
fantasy battles.
Dude, I gotta have a
That's gotta be
fantasy
my
battle
favorite
with
part.
Dan Brockett. That was the
Oh,
coolest,
nice.
dude. Me and Dan, like, I know him for a little bit, dude. It was like super cool. We came, I was like, hey, I was like, let's have a fantasy battle, and he's like, I'm down. So we ended up like, game planning some stuff. So like after we did our runs, he did a 360. Wow, I think he was leading. No, I was leading. So he did a 360 behind me after the starting line. I did one further out, and we had to crab walk our cars. Second gear burnout, probably 200 feet, 300 feet, all the way up to the top where they were doing the announcement, and we still kept doing our burnout. And then by the time we were both done, both our cars were pegged it, overheating.
Oh,
We're getting
yeah.
out of our cars, like, screw it, turn them off.
Who cares?
Yeah, and they were starting doing, the fantasy, like they're, telling asking the crowd who won and stuff like that. And then we fire them back up, and they did another burnout all across the bank, back out.
Oh my
There's a
God.
super sick video of me and Dan just crab walking across the bank, like nut to butt,
That's
just
sick.
crawling. It was the coolest thing.
I would love to experience one of those. Not even if I drove it. Like, I don't even. Obviously, I want to drive it, but
for sure. But like
just to be there at
the
one.
pit vibes are sick too. Like, dude,
Yeah.
everyone's like just having a good time. Everyone's down to like hang out. Like, it's so sick.
Oh yeah.
And there's like practice like the day before, so like you get to hang out with the people then, drive the next day and stuff like that. So super sick.
Yeah. Is there any event you say would top that for you?
I mean, minus hot pit. I mean, I guess that's really the only thing. Because again, the vibes from that are sick. At least for me, I feel like it's super sick. Like hanging out with like all the pros. Like you get to hang out, you get to beat down on pros dudes. And you get to hang out in the bros. So like it's pretty sick.
Oh yeah. Well, tell me about hot pits then.
Jeff-
So, like, what if I had never even heard about it? What is hot pits?
Hot pits is basically I call it the mini FD. That's the easiest way to explain it. Like you're gonna you got Jeff Jones that runs it basically, or he does run it. Sorry. So Jeff Jones runs it. He runs it based off of like FD with some laxed rules. Mm-hmm. So it's still fun. It's not like you show up and it's like you breathe wrong, you're out type thing. So it's super sick that you get to like there's no zeros. There's and the cool thing is we do have a tire rule, so it's a 265 300 tread wear. So that makes every car slow. So like you can have a 1,000 horsepower car, FD car, and you're stopped by a little tire. Mm-hmm. So it makes it easy for the bros to hang out with the pros all the time.
That's good, yeah.
So like last year I won the series champion last year with my car at like 500 horsepower on just whatever tires I can get that were 300 tread wears basically at that point.
Oh yeah.
So that turned out to be
Yeah,
like
you
super
guys can't see it, but he's got a bunch of
trophies
place
up on the
card
wall.
trophy things. Whatever is that what they're called? Place cards?
I just call them
Trophy
checks.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, big checks, whatever.
Basically, yeah. So, I mean, realistically, and then we have, a car show. I mean, it's just all the cool stuff. And we do it like, we've been doing it like Irwindale and stuff like that, and Kern Raceway, and then Orange Show Raceway. So it's like little oval tracks. We do like super gangster little layouts on and stuff, and just
That's tight,
make
yeah.
it as cool as we can for the spectators and or for us.
It's just not parking lot layouts.
100%.
Oh my god, I hate nothing irritates me more than seeing, especially a pro-am league running, which I understand. That's what you have to work with. Like I get it, but
100%.
it just hurts to see. It's like you're prepping these guys for major competition in a parking lot.
You're not getting like
wild.
you're not getting bank feeling, different asphalt feelings.
Yeah, I mean, just your whole visual field is off because it's an open parking lot. You're
100%.
driving through cones. Like that's crazy.
And then like Hot Pits is actually next weekend for the final round.
Yeah.
We're doing it at Irwindale, and we're actually doing the FD layout. Like we're doing big
No
bank and everything.
way.
Yeah. So like I've been doing a lot of like work on the chassis, trying to get that thing prepared for it. But like we're doing full on FD layout with the extra turn at the end.
Oh
So I think they did it during COVID, I think, when they had the doubleheader weekends.
Yeah.
So you came through, you did the Manji, the inner bank, and then you had that random right that shot you back to the starting line. We're doing that one.
Huh. Okay. I didn't really like the extra turn in FD.
We're gonna find out whose tires can last longer.
Yeah. That's
That's the problem
pretty
right
much
now.
why. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we'll
For like
find
a
out real quick.
Pro-Am series doing
It's gonna
that.
that's gonna be sick because that's gonna be a really good eye opener for people that want to drive FD. I mean, granted, Irwindale
big
is
time,
closing.
yeah.
Granted, Irwindale is closing. This is the final one, but it's still something to say like, I at least drove the big bank. I can do it, and now
That
I'm
was
gonna
going to be
set
my
myself.
next question too. Was if this was going to be the last one they
This
ever
is
do
the
there.
final drift competition there. It's
Oh,
supposedly the
like in
final
general?
drift event there.
Oh fuck! That
Yeah.
sucks, dude.
So we're actually having an open drift day on Sunday with like the crews and drivers and shit like that. So like one more hoorah before she's gone.
Damn, that's so sad. Who do you think they're gonna, or what track do you think they're gonna replace that with?
Don't know. I can't really figure that out yet
Yeah.
because it says like Southern California. There is a couple tracks still in Southern California. I don't really know what's going to end up happening with FD. As far as Hot Pit, they have some stuff lined up that they're going to do. I don't entirely. They haven't announced everything yet, so I don't really know
Right.
entirely.
That's good. How long do you think until California's finally gotten rid of every single track?
Dude,
It can't be far off.
it can't be that far off at this point. Like, literally, like closing Irwindale, that's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about.
No little track has any feet to stand on now.
The only, we got Orange Show. Orange Show is in San Bernardino. It is tiny. It's a tiny little oval track in the middle, literally in the middle of San Bernardino. It's like the craziest thing.
Wow.
And they, like, as far as I know,
How do
they
fight
got.
that off.
I don't know. It's there. It's been there for, what do you say, like 40 years or something? Like something crazy.
Oh wow, like grandfathered in probably.
Something. I don't know. I know it's like they've talked about, like, the rumor's been talked about, like, oh, they're going to close it. And then, like, the owner literally come around the corner and goes, we're never closing this place. He's like, it'll be here forever.
Hell yeah. Well, that's good. Well, how does one get into Hotpits?
Hotpits now has a feeder series. I think it's through Flavor Express, actually.
Okay.
So you have to go win that, which gets your Hotpits license, and then you can come over to Hotpits.
So it's not just like a Pro-Am series that you can just jump into.
When I got into it, I just jumped into it. But the problem is that got to the point now where it got so big, and it's like
it's
now there's a
gotta be
waiting
controlled
list.
a little bit, yeah.
So now they're like, okay, well, we'll let.
Oh, that's a good way to like control a wait list. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so they have like I don't know how many actually go from the feeder series in, but I know like you win that. I think it's like probably the top 3 maybe or 1. I don't know really. I haven't really looked into it, but they get to come over to Hotpits. So because it also again that feeds them into us. Like they don't want just someone randomly to come up. So like you have to go through like it's basically like petitioning for FD. Like you have to have like vouches from people and or like a track record of like competition stuff.
Yeah. So okay. Is there no other series locally that competes with Hotpits?
No,
No.
we don't have anything.
So that's probably why it's so big.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like you do have Drift League in California, but Drift League does more of. Drift League is nice because the reason that Drift League I think is badass is because they prep you for FD. Like that is the prep. So like if your car doesn't pass FD Tech, they go through it like thoroughly. If it doesn't pass, later you're going back home.
Yeah.
They do it FD rules. Like it gets real crazy real quickly. So that one is pretty nice because that is more based on the FD rules. I guess like we're more strict. That is the only other one that's close. I did see, I think it's like Drift Buffet. I think they're a licensed series person now for series up in Utah. But that's like there's nothing in Arizona, if that's, I guess, the question you're going for. There's nothing here. There used to be like Vegas Drift, but Vegas Drift, he hasn't done anything in a while. Like they haven't. In California, I think there's, like I said, there should be Drift League, and then Hotpits, and then there's like Winter Jam all the way up in NorCal. And then the next closest thing is Texas, I believe, and then Utah.
Damn.
Yeah, there's like nothing like
That makes
in
sense,
here.
yeah.
So.
Well, that's cool. I would definitely say Hotpits is the best one out of all of those. Sorry. Not trying to.
I mean, the thing is, like, there's literally pros that show up to it, and, like, it's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Rome went toe-to-toe last year on points. I think I got first. He got second. Yeah, he got second, and Josh Mason got third. This year, he's in the lead right now for points. I had kind of a bad year with this car, and I just couldn't get it ironed out and just kept getting knocked out in like the 32s basically. So I just screwed up my whole year. Yeah. I did get a podium last round with it. So hopefully we do it again this one because I got it pretty dialed in, I feel like. So
that's good.
All we can do is find out.
So are you shooting for FD? Is that the whole goal of Hotpits?
So I would definitely love to do FD, that's for sure. FD is definitely like the goal. But I got to get my program more settled in for FD. I don't want to have to, I want to have like sponsor backing and stuff like that. I just don't want to show up as that guy because that is way too much money for my bank account.
Oh, yeah. So you're doing all this?
This is all by me.
On your own?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's wild. So, okay, then what all, obviously, besides financially, would you need to do to your program to get it ready for a Prospect series or something like that?
I mean, it's realistically like for Prospect, it's just going to be like getting backing from some of the consumable parts, basically. That'll help a bunch, and then some financial, because that's basically at the point of like getting the car to places, getting diesel fuel, shit like that. And that's the hard
Yeah,
part. It's the financial part. That's the hard part. Like, you know, it is what it is. Like,
companies always aren't willing to fork over financially.
that's the problem. You know,
So
it
I
is
totally
definitely
get that.
it's definitely a hard thing to figure out. But if I can get like the consumables paid for the car, by some son of a bitch. If we get the consumables like taken care of, that'll take a big ease off of it. I mean, you know, travel.
Consumables as in fuel, oil, tires.
The tire issue,
so on.
you're kind of limited because it is GT radial only for Pro Spec.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you're kind of limited on that portion. And then as far as like, you know, like consumables like parts, clutch, brake pads, you know, suspension, fiberglass, which luckily I work with 2F at least. So that takes care of like the fiberglass portion of it. So that's some of the cost. But it's just like the little consumable stuff, like the stuff that you wear out, stuff you have to replace. So that'll take a toll on everything as well.
Yeah.
So if I can get, you know, that stuff wholly taken care of and then figure out hopefully some way to get financial stuff taken care of would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
But it also could be companies like, you know, that help purchase tires or something like that because we still have to run the GT radials. But some people that want their names on the doors or their car, you know, they can purchase said amount of tires.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is true. How, I guess, do you plan on approaching companies for that? Have you ever like laid out any type of deck or anything like that?
yeah, so I have one. I've been going through dealing. I did SEMA this year, which was my first year, that was crazy. Never been to SEMA before. That was pretty wild.
It was my first SEMA too. So yeah,
pretty wild. Ain't gonna
Were you sick as a dog afterward?
No,
Because I was.
I didn't get sick. Luckily,
Oh my god.
I drank way too much, but I didn't get sick, so we're good.
Well, you can't go to Vegas without drinking too much. At
Yeah,
least
you can't
one
go.
night.
You can't go down to Fremont Street and not party.
Oh yeah, I tried to stay away from Fremont. I went to some little go-kart place with a bunch of the guys that.
We're
driving
the one on
those?
the Fremont Street?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, but I didn't go down Fremont.
Oh
this
yeah, we
time.
went up and down Fremont. And we ended up like me and Jeff Jones and the guys. We ended up at some like karaoke place, and we got way too litty, dude. It was pretty good.
Dude, Jeff's a wild man.
Dude, I love Jeff, bro.
Like out of work environment, not at the track doing any of that shit.
Yeah, I love Jeff,
my
dude.
God.
Party animal, bro. That shit's so fun.
Yeah.
He's down to have a good time, that's for sure. And then he had the Hotpits party on the day after that, so like that was pretty lit.
Yeah.
Too. That place was packed.
I was there for a little bit. I didn't get to stay very long.
Yeah, that place was packed. I don't know if you showed up like after he got like going.
You could
Packed.
barely move in there, bro. It was
was
bad.
lit.
Which we left at like, I think it was like 11:30. So we didn't even stay for the crazy shit.
I think I was there until closer to like 12:30 or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No. We were like walking out as a lot of the guys more from what I know of drifting, like Greg, like the Corey Works guy,
Yeah.
all of them were walking in as we were walking out. And I'm like, I kind of don't want to leave, but sleep sounds good.
Great. That's for sure. I feel that. Yeah, no, I didn't get sick, luckily, so it wasn't too bad.
That's good. But SEMA went good for you though?
Yeah.
As far as like
Made-
talking to companies.
Yeah,
and
shook a
people.
lot of hands, kissed a lot of babies, as they say. You know,
Yeah.
hung out. So I did some marketing for myself. So we'll see how stuff goes.
What have you found that is important when it comes to stuff like that, talking to companies?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I just wing it.
Yep.
Just wing it, man.
Dude, I swear to God, even the biggest guys that you can think of say the same fucking thing. Nobody knows what they're doing.
No, we're just winging it. We're just throwing the dice out and like, oh, I think it works.
It's so funny.
Yeah, we're definitely winging that one for sure. And I don't know like business stuff, marketing stuff. Like I'm just winging and see what happens.
Yeah. You got anything promising that you think came out of it?
A couple. We'll see.
That's good.
We'll see how stuff goes. I do have some meetings and stuff, and next week actually after Hotpits. So
Yeah.
trying to get stuff ironed out. I do have like a livery getting designed for this thing, so we're trying to get a little crazy.
Nice.
So we're gonna see. I'm trying to go like very in your face, like style, like a Japanese style livery. Like I want some busyness. I want some craziness. So we're gonna probably end up doing.
I always tell people that go for that because I love that shit. But I always tell them, be leery because it's really hard to read sponsors.
So that's the thing. I don't want it to be too.
Especially if you do chrome. Chrome is so hard to see.
Oh, I know, but like so on my old car, it had chrome like outlining, like a shadow, like a chrome shadow.
Yeah, see,
plus the
that's
color
fine.
on top
Yeah,
of it. It
that
was
gives
so
a
sick.
nice depth to it.
It was so sick. So like this car, like I'm trying to do, like I'm tempted to do like some kind of faded paint job again. That's always been like my bucket list.
I want to do
And I
one
just
so
want
bad.
some busy livery, man. So I reached out to a couple people and have that going on right now.
Hell yeah. Okay. Who do you have doing it?
There's a guy in Japan, Taka, is doing it.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's the guy I got on it right now.
Yeah, he's like, well, I think Jimmy just said that in one of his videos. He's the Mike Martino of Japan,
Dude.
which Mike is the one who did my livery.
Oh, nice.
So I
Yeah.
wish he would have put it on for me because fuck, that sucked.
I did my first. I got that livery. Me and my buddy designed the livery that was on my coupe, and then I have another buddy cut it, and then me and the guy designed it, put it on.
Oh my god.
Oh man, dude, that was a shit show.
Yeah,
But
no,
I'll
I just
do it
had
again.
Mike do everything, and then I threw it on at I finished it at like 3 a.m. the day I had to leave to go to Mid Pond.
Oh wow, it took me
atrocious.
It took me 2 days to do that car. Yeah, it sucked. I mean, it's not even that busy too. Like it took me like 2 days. I've never done. Like,
Oh, my
vinyl
livery
like
was
that.
so simple.
Well,
or is simple.
I guess mine was kind of annoying because I had the chrome layer, and then I had a painted layer, and then some of it had another chrome layer or like a shifted color layer on it.
Yeah.
So it got
no.
like kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, mine was like, it was all printed on. So it was all one layer essentially.
Oh,
And then the logos that were cut into the livery were just the second
second
layer.
piece.
That was it.
Nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah,
Not stacking different color vinyls and stuff.
It also depends who you know, man. Who has a
True,
printer.
true.
That's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
the guy I used, we couldn't print like chrome. We couldn't do like we had to cut the piece of chrome separately. We had to cut some other
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
separate.
that is true. Yeah, you can't print chrome.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So it was just like layer. Great time. And I don't know what I'm doing with vinyl
Sounds
because I'm a
fun.
paint guy. Like I don't vinyl's like
Yeah, right,
I don't know
dude.
what I'm doing, man.
God. You ever thought about doing a painted livery?
No,
I've always wanted to
know.
see someone do it.
Okay, if it was not a drift car that I'm gonna completely destroy, I would spend the time doing it. But for what I do with it, there's no way.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But like to see and I'm not talking about some fucking bullshit stripe down
Oh,
the
no.
side with
Like,
a
I want,
number
like-
or something, like
I
an
want something
actual
wild
fucking
stuff.
livery.
Yeah. No, I would like. Don't get me wrong, dude. Like to sit there and like lay that stuff out, airbrush it, do all that stuff. That'd be so.
Oh,
sick.
man.
It'd be so sick to like do logos, like and get them like like have it etched into it, like look sick, different color, like whatever you gotta do to make it look sick on whatever color. That'd be sick. But I am very impatient about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also too, if I mess it up, I'm gonna be 10 times more pissed off that I messed it up.
Fair enough.
Versus like, oh, just
Fair
grab another
enough,
sticker out of the
yep.
trailer, slap her on, she's good.
Well, I know you say that, but like you obviously have put a lot of effort into the style of your cars and stuff.
I try
So
to, yeah.
why do you say it is important to have style in a drift car?
Because it's like a rolling car show, man.
Hell yeah.
Like if it doesn't look good, then what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
Like I literally put a 3+ stage candy paint job on my car, and I'm just messing it up every single time I drive it. Like
I
I
thought
put
it
it in
was
the wall.
4.
I don't care. Well, I say 3+ because of how many coats it is and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
If some people sometimes you say 4, it gets a little weird.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
You start bitching about it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So either way, I mean it is a 4. It is technically 4. 3+. You just say that.
Yeah.
That's 4. Yeah. But either way, I do this candy paint job and I literally bash it in the wall, smash it into people, and I'm like, all right, let's repaint it, let's do it again.
Still
But also,
looks
like
good.
you've seen, if anyone goes back on my page, it's just different colors every year. Basically, every January-ish,
Yeah.
I repaint the car or something. And the coupe was just a different color, different color, different color.
Yeah.
And it always seemed to come back to red.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, that is true. You always end up back in red.
Every time.
I feel like as an outsider, that can look very rich.
What do
Do
you mean?
you think?
Like, did I keep painting it?
How many variations and stuff that your cars go through? How
The thing
it's,
is, like,
changing the color every
Yeah,
year.
I mean, it definitely, since I do body and paint for a living, it's like, to me, it's like, whatever. It's another day at the shop.
Yeah.
As far as.
That's why I'm pointing that out.
Yeah. But also, like, it's just another day at the shop. But I also, like, I get bored. I get very bored of something. Like, I'm so bored of this car right now. Like, this is terrible.
I feel that.
But the problem is I
so
can't.
feel that.
It's like when I built this car, the clean paint, dude, it looked phenomenal. Like when it was first built, I was like, this thing looks so sick.
Yeah.
And then now, like, I'm like, screw that car.
Yeah, it's like when you get a tattoo. It's like that. It's
like that first
it's
couple months, you're like, this is
dopamine
sick.
rush or whatever it is when it's
Yeah.
finally finished and everything, and you're like, oh my god.
You're just sitting there staring, like, this is sick.
Yeah, dude. And then a week later, it's
Once
just,
you stop putting
it's a part of you now, and you're like, all right, I don't fucking care.
Once you stop putting the ointment on it, you're like, all right, screw that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to you
Yeah,
anymore.
that's kind of where this stuff comes to. With that, I get very bored of stuff really quickly, and that's kind
Yeah.
of probably why, another thing from the BMX to the cars happened so easily to me. Was like, I'm bored of BMX. Let's find another adrenaline rush as well. So
Hell yeah. Well, I know right now, like Drift Matsuri and stuff's going on. Do you ever plan on doing something like that?
yeah, that is definitely on the bucket list. I don't know when, but that's definitely on the bucket list. I do have a couple people I talk to out there, and they're like, dude, you need to come out. And I'm like,
Everyone I talk to about it says the same thing to me.
yeah.
Well, if you want to go and split a car, let's do that. Because that's what holds me back. I won't go unless I have a car to drive.
I have a car out there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a buddy that told me that I can use his
Damn.
car out there.
That's cool.
So I'm like,
Actually,
I do have I did have an opportunity to drive D1
Jackson,
Light.
I'm gonna text you.
On the low, I did have an opportunity to drive D1 Light out there.
Why didn't you? Oh, that's fair. How much would it have cost you?
I mean, think about the plane ticket alone. It's like what, $1,000+, not including the tires
Yeah.
and whatever I do to the car.
That's true.
And
That would be
missing
so
work.
cool, though,
It'd be so
dude.
sick.
But you got to think about that stuff as like sponsorship opportunities.
Oh, 100%. But the problem
You know
is,
how many companies would be like, I want in.
I mean, definitely. The problem is like, I sound like a broken record, but like right now with what's going on in our economy, the collision world has been super slow. Like for bodywork, it's so bad right now. So
That's weird.
yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because they look at us like a piece of jewelry. So like you don't need us unless you want to look flashy. So if you have a dent in your car, there's no point to fix it. You just don't want to look flat. You want to look flashy, you get it fixed. So people get rear-ended, get a
makes
scuff,
sense,
something like
yeah.
that. Instead of taking that, car to us and it's, let's say, $2,000 to fix it, they're like, all right, $2,000 in my pocket, cool.
Yeah,
My pockets are
yeah.
empty now. So then they're rolling around because everyone's living
Yo.
paycheck to paycheck.
That is true, yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on lately.
Damn, that sucks. It's so not to. I hate that politics always gets brought up somehow.
Yeah,
but
somehow.
like I mean, every industry is that way now. It's just eating every industry alive.
And it's always like, yeah, it's every industry. It's really rough.
Luckily, we voted correctly. Yeah, hopefully this stuff's getting fixed. Anyways, we don't have to carry on with that conversation, but dude, how does it feel to be drifting an S15? Just as simple as that. I don't know if we really talked about that on the podcast. But.
Man, I miss old trusty, man. I miss my old trusty coupe. I ain't gonna lie. Dude, that car was such rickety. Like,
Oh yeah, but they worked that way.
It worked, but it was so. I don't know how to explain it, man. That car was just the chassis difference between the two was like very, very different.
Yeah.
Like I mean, between the wheelbase and all that stuff, and then the chassis like flexing. Like eventually, like it broke all the dimple die plates, like the gussets, off of the windshield because it was like flexing the chassis.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. The S15?
No, on the,
or the coupe?
13. On the
Oh.
coupe. So that's why, like,
wow.
This one's like super stiff.
That's so wild.
It's definitely a big difference between the two. That's why sometimes I miss
Well,
old
you
trusty.
hear the S15s are like virtually just tin cans.
I mean, I
So,
don't know
like,
about that. I mean,
how is it stronger?
It's still a 14 chassis technically, so
I guess that is true, yeah.
still the same shit, different day.
No, smaller back window. Mm-hmm. Well, right? Are they smaller?
The 15s are. They have a little different quarter glass.
Yeah. God, I just love the look of these cars. I don't understand what it is.
That was the problem. When I was like, instead of building another coupe, I was like, I want to build something cool. And then I was like, well, I can't do right-hand drive conversion to left-hand drive with FD because in Pro Spec we're not allowed to. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to build the poor man's 15, aka the 14.9 with all the 2F parts on it to convert it to a 15.
Okay.
So that's actually a left-hand
makes
drive
sense.
factory car.
So this isn't like a true S15.
Look at the quarter glass.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering.
Because like actual 15s, they have like a different swoop of a quarter glass.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy how similar they are, though.
they're very
very,
It's like it's actually S15 fenders on the front, like legitimate S15 fenders.
Yeah.
The only difference is right there by the windshield. You can see that little gap.
And they line up with the door like perfect.
It's okay. It's okay. But right now, like, so I work at 2F as well, and we're making like actual conversion fenders. Like, they will be out very soon.
That's cool.
What we're doing, because
Do
no
they
one
make
makes like
Z stuff?
Z stuff. No, we're actually in the process about starting to make LFCs and shit for them, like quarter panels. We do want to make fenders for them too.
Because if you start making some front overs, let me know.
Well, we don't make over fenders. That's like, we don't do front like over steel fenders.
You
Make,
just fender replacements.
we do fender replacements.
Even better.
Yeah, so like our fender replacement stuff, because I know on Z's, like with like the FDFs and Wisefab, they want wider front fenders.
Yeah.
So we are going to build wider ones, but the rear of your guys' cars are very wide from like factory.
No, yeah, they don't need it.
It's like we're
I have
barely
15
gonna do
mils in the rear, and it's fucking perfect.
Yeah, we're probably going to do like a 20 mil on it.
Yeah.
But we're going to do like, LFCs, because everyone bashes the back half of them. So LFCs have the taillight pocket on them and the rear body clip on them. That's what that car has. So if you pull the rear end off, there's no rear end. Like, it's nothing.
Huh.
So
Y'all are going to do that on Z's?
Yeah, we're going to do that on Z's, and then we're also going to have like traditional over fenders as well.
Dude.
Because no one really makes like a
so
nice over fender
cool.
for them. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I had to do a lot of work to mine.
and our stuff. So when we make
That
our
was
stuff,
back when Hyperhive now we used to be Crown Carbon, and they were like really new.
Yeah.
So like they're better now, but
Yeah.
whatever.
So like with our stuff, we make everything off of OEM stuff. So like we have a whole entire S15 front end, and we make everything off the sheet metal. So everything like the flare that we build onto the fender gets made off the sheet metal. So that fits the doors
sick.
perfectly. It fits the hoods perfectly. Has the fender mounts perfectly. Like everything is OEM.
Yeah.
So we
And
built,
do y'all do like carbon Kevlar stuff?
we are getting into it. Like I actually have some, like there's a roof up there that's actually our first carbon piece that we're making. So we're
No
making
shit.
flex carbon, as we call it. So it was a special blend that we came up with, and you can literally take this thing, and I have to insert the video of like, we literally can bend this thing completely 90 and it won't break.
Wow. Does it immediately go back to form?
Oh, you're literally like shaking as you're doing it, and it'll pop back up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like still stiff. Like
It's as stiff as like our fiberglass, but like you can literally go up and just kick the living crap out of it, and it'll just go. Boop, boop. The
That's
reason why the
cool,
carbon
yeah.
the reason why the carbon is nice because it has a more tensile to it, so it doesn't just let go. Yeah, it just won't let go. It'll actually hold itself together. Versus like fiberglass is a bunch of just little strands of fiber just kind of blend together by the resin.
Right.
This stuff is like actually wove together, so it actually has something to hold itself together.
Damn, that's gonna be cool. Mm-hmm. What other cars are y'all working on right now?
We've just been mostly finishing it. Like, so there's really not very many S chassis front fenders, so we are finishing all those right now. We just came out with our Zinky fenders, so like we have, I think they're like 60 mil wide Zinky front fenders, no vents, like just very clean. OEM fitment, like you can really put a corner light into them and they clip right in. Like that's all our stuff is based off of as OEM fitment. We don't want no like, wacky
no
fitment
jank
on
shit.
stuff.
Fuck
no,
that.
Basically. Literally what you said it better.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, I noticed that this is kind of off topic, but I noticed that you did one of the Toga events.
Yeah, the Utah Tech
recently.
event. Yeah, the Ultimate Drift Challenge event or whatever.
Is that's who hosted it?
Yeah, Ultimate Drift Challenge. It's Bobby and
Okay.
I dropped blank on the other guy's name. But yeah, there's a couple guys that run it.
How was that?
Badass, dude. After that, on my tracks ain't nothing no more.
Yeah.
They definitely that mountain was insane. They were supposed to have a second one last weekend, but it ended up snowing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, because it's on like literally like a side of like what is it, Cedar Cities? Like it's crazy because like I took really bad idea, but I took my 50-foot trailer up the side of this mountain.
Oh,
I was like, because it was either park at the very bottom and have to drive like 3 or 4 miles up into it, or drag my trailer up this hill. And it was such a steep, gnarly hill that I put my truck at 4 low and had to crawl up at like 5 mile an hour with my trailer.
Oh my god.
And like some of the turns, like my trailer would like dip off the side and shit. Like it was pretty wild.
That's scary.
But dude, that puts emphasis on how tight this road was and how like steep this road was.
Yeah.
It was very fun. That was the one where
man.
Rome actually crashed his car up on that rock.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Huh.
Luckily, everything.
It looked cool. It looked like a really cool event.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just Drift Appalachia guys are the OGs of.
Hey man,
the
that
tote
stuff's
events.
sick. I just wish I could.
always say
I just
that.
need to get on that side of the country to go do it.
You really should. Those are. If you ever get invited to do one, don't fucking miss it. I'm telling you.
It's just one of those things.
From
yeah.
like the videos that I saw of that event in Utah, it looked cool, but like the road did not compare to the ones
road
that they run out in Appalachia,
dude,
dude.
those roads look so sick.
With
dude.
the trees and everything, it's just.
I mean,
it
some of the,
feels
some
so
of the.
different.
I mean, I don't know how those roads are. Like I seen videos of them; they look sick. But like the one we had here, like you're probably going. I don't know, there was a couple spots that like you can literally just float down the hill and not touch the throttle. That's how steep our hill was.
Oh yeah.
Like it was pretty wild.
Yeah,
And no guardrails too.
I rode with Vance in like a 200 horsepower EcoBoost swapped E36.
It's just floating down this hill.
I was scared for my fucking life going down that hill. And like I'm not one of those guys that's worried being a passenger in a drift car.
Oh wow.
Like
You're one of those guys.
I don't really
Good-
care.
Good for you, because I get in a car and I'm like,
yeah, see, I've never understood that. I'm like, I don't.
And the sad
this
part
is fucking amazing.
The sad
yeah.
part is I'm a driver that likes to go 120 mile an hour in reverse, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to ride in a car.
Yeah, I would love that as a passenger. I don't care. That sounds fucking fun.
Yeah,
there's
there's
straight
a video,
up.
There's a video on my Instagram that I posted up recently. That was doing 120 plus in a backy. So sick.
Hell yeah.
my rear bumper
That's
flew
cool.
off. Trunk flew off. It was pretty sick.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that part is like I do like a lot of drift lessons. Like I try to teach people and everything as well.
That's
and like
cool.
as soon as I'm in the car, I'm like, motion sick. Like I don't like this. Let me out. I'll teach you from the outside.
Never been me. Yeah. Other than then, that event, I was a little nervous. I was like,
I
bro,
believe it.
I'm trying to go home today. Let's remember this.
I don't want to go off that mountain.
Because, dude, there was one turn. I mean, and it was fast. They were all in third gear, easy.
wow.
Just boogieing 60, 70 miles an hour
Yeah.
on a back road mountain.
That's so sick.
And dude, it was unfathomable how wild. Because that one turn was just eating cars alive because the camber was off a little bit.
Oh, so they would like
So it
upset
was
them. They
sloped
slide
down. And you're going downhill on this section.
Yeah, and so it slopes you down. And you,
Yeah.
Oh,
So if
man.
you don't hit it right and then like are off throttle at the right point,
they're just sliding.
you're just gonna anything you do after that is just sliding. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna. And there was a fucking rock wall there too. So like,
Wow.
there's no way out. It's just a
awesome.
little ditch and a rock wall.
That's awesome.
So at least you're not going off of a cliff, but your car's not surviving. There's no way.
Yeah, see, out there was 0 guardrails, and it was just cliffs.
Oh yeah, that's
pretty-
sketchy.
yeah.
Fuck that.
That's pretty sick. I have a video
fuck
that
that.
I initiated down a hill, and there's a tree that was overhanging the edge, and I like came through the tree, and my right tire was like hanging off. I went and looked at the track. I was probably like 2 inches from the edge. I'm like,
Oh no.
yeah, that's pretty sick. And then I kept trying to do it after that. I kept trying to hit that same tree.
Yeah, you can keep all that. I'm good, bro. Oh, yeah, after that, I had a whole newfound respect, dude. I was like, this shit is nuts.
It takes a different set of nuts to
I
do
don't
that.
have the balls to do
Dude,
it
it
right
takes
now.
I'm telling you, it takes a different set of nuts to climb that hill and go down it.
Yeah.
Climbing it, not so bad. Going down it, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, climbing, I feel like I could do that.
Yeah, it's going down.
That's
You're gonna have to-
doable.
yeah, different set of
Down,
nuts.
absolutely not. I would not even try it.
Yeah,
Even Danger Dan,
oh wow.
refused to do the downhill
No
at the
way.
last one. I was like, really? It's that scary?
I mean, I'm just pumping handbrake and then a little throttle here and there and a lot of foot brake.
No, which I mean, he's at all of the other ones he
Yeah,
does
yeah.
the downhill, but this one was so fast that
love
he was
going
like,
fast.
I'm not.
I love it.
I don't
wanna
feel
go
like
as fast as
wadding
I
my
can.
car up today.
I want to go as fast as I can, man. Sounds like a party.
No, fuck, dude. I agree to an extent.
I mean,
That was just way too fast. I don't know.
I mean, I'm trying to hang my car off the cliff and look like Ken Block. You know, that'd be pretty sick.
I bet.
That's pretty sick.
I'm going for the shot, bro.
Go for the shot. Don't hang it over too much.
Oh. All right. Well, I guess what's your goal with drifting? What do you want to do with all of this?
Just keep having fun. That's it.
Is that,
But when you stop having fun, it's like, all right, what am I doing anymore?
yeah, it's useless at that point.
Basically, I just want to go have fun with my boys and
Yeah.
punch doors in and Just ride walls,
Keep blowing money.
basically.
Hell yeah. You ever plan on doing like any type of wheel to wheel or any grip driving, anything like that?
No, I don't really
No.
have any interest in it right now.
Yeah.
Like shifter
been
cars and
seeing
stuff, that's sick.
Shifter cars are
I'll
sick.
fuck
I
with
have
that.
yet to like really dabble in
Like the
anything
like
that,
the
but-
little open wheel cars that everyone's been getting into.
Well, like the rush cars, those
Yeah,
look really fucking fun.
That's what they're called. Yeah, those things
Yeah.
looking sick.
Some wheel to I like just grip driving, time attacker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about that. It's kind of boring. But wheel to wheel looks really fun.
It looks sick.
So
You got a car.
I kind of
let me
want to try
know.
that one day.
You got a car. We got 2 guys. We'll come driving right now. Let us
Shit.
know.
I guess we'll jump into the last 3 questions. If you had unlimited budget to spend on building the best seat time car possible with parts off of Injuku, what car would it be and what parts are you putting on it?
Oh wow. Man, you gotta throw me in a spot like this.
Got to.
I would still pick a Z as much as I don't like.
Wow.
They look like a rolling
Computer mouse. Yeah.
like you say. But like the problem is like the seat time you get from them, they make decent power. The gearing is great. Like I would just throw some coilovers on it. I'd throw a cheap angle kit in the front of it and a hydro, and a cooling mods. Whatever it needs, like radiator fans, and I just drive it.
Yeah.
Like that's the most seat time
Good
car.
car.
Like we had there's quite a few of them out here, and dude, like these dudes just beat the living shit out of these cars. I feel so bad for the car when they just keep taking it.
I couldn't get mine to blow up when it was GQ.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I
know,
tried on the last event.
I know dudes that are like idling at like 1 psi oil pressure, and like they're like, it's still fine. So keep driving.
Oh, my gauge never worked.
Or
I
like
would have. I still to this day I have to flick it or smack my dash
To pop it on?
for it to go back to
Oh
normal.
my
Yeah,
God.
it's
No, these
so
dudes are like,
annoying.
you'll see it has oil pressure and it just drops and hits like 0 and it like pokes up a little bit, and I'm like, this thing's still alive. I'm over here worried about
Somehow, dude,
I'm over
I
here
don't
worried
know.
about like 30 psi. I'm like, if it's got less than 30, I don't want to run it.
You want to know what's crazy? Never put a catch can on it. I did not do a single fucking thing to that car.
I don't think any of my buddies had catch cans on there. They just
it
drove
was the
shit out
best
of
way.
them.
I had no cooling mods. I had
Oh,
no
wow.
oil cooler. I had no catch can. I had no nothing. It was just
Most of the guys out
stock VQ.
here, they do have oil coolers because it gets so hot here, obviously.
Yeah, you kind of need it out here. Yeah,
Other than that, yeah, there's angle kits and welded diff and coilovers. Run it.
so simple.
Factory seats, factory seat belts. Good.
I don't know about that. I'm a big bucket.
I'm a
Once
big
I got a
bucket seat
bucket
guy.
seat, I was like, all right, I totally get it now.
But like I've seen dudes out there like factory everything. Like just
yeah.
running.
Oh yeah, it'll work.
It'll work.
It's just you're gonna be sliding around.
Oh yeah, you see these dudes out here and they grab and they like and they get it to lock and then just crank that shit up. Oh, yeah, I know what you're doing, buddy.
Yep. Bingo. All right. Well, what is your best piece of advice for anyone just getting into drifting?
Don't overbuild your car. Like literally do the minimal things like angle kits. I would just do an angle kit and good coilovers, because good coilovers are the necessity to a car. And then just get seat time. Just get the seat time. That's the easiest way to explain it. And like if you eventually start building your car, no more than like 400 horse.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it seat time and just have fun, like dude, like 300 horse is like a party all day. Go out there, have fun with your
absolutely.
boys, and just turn laps.
Yeah. Oh, I'm at like 350, I would guess right now. That's what my butt dyno says, and it's great. If everything around it would just work.
I got a certified butt dyno. I've been within like 10 horsepower every car I did.
Just come out.
Yeah, I'll come out. I'll let
Come
you
fly
know.
out. just drive my car real quick.
Yeah, just do a little dyno test.
No, I need to quit bullshit and just take
That's
it
the
to
funny part.
forest.
I never dyno tuned that thing.
Really?
No, it's been street tuned.
Hell yeah.
That's a little sketchy when you're flashing a
Cowboy.
tire off at 80 mile an hour plus, but you
That'd be
gotta be
fine.
out there and be in the hood.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess if you had, this was a little deep. Sorry. Everyone gets asked it. Don't feel weird. But if you had the opportunity to speak to the entire world, what would your one message be?
Oh shit. I don't even know, man. I don't like if it was on a drifting topic. I think I would go with like, just don't suck. I don't know like what else to say like about that. It's like it's just don't like I would say like if we had to redo it and I had to go say like one thing to the world, like don't overbuild your cars and don't straight pipe your VQs.
Fair enough. I'm with that.
Because me and straight pipe
Especially
VQs don't
the
go
VQs.
together. Don't.
Yeah, I had it. Mine was straight piped.
Oh come on.
But I left the cats in it.
No.
I left the cats so it wasn't that loud.
I don't give a crap. You still took the mufflers out of it and it was still straight pipe.
I didn't do it. I bought it that way.
Okay.
I didn't have any mufflers.
So we can blame
to
the
begin
last
with.
guy. We'll blame
Oh
the
yeah,
last guy.
absolutely.
Okay.
Dude
So it
was an
wasn't you
idiot.
though. You weren't the bad child.
Nah,
Okay.
nah, I'm not that stupid. I probably would have ended up doing it on accident, and then someone would have yelled at me and been, I don't know, I'm
I definitely
sorry.
straight pipe my KA.
That's worse.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't sound
Nah,
like
I'm
a
just
trombone
kidding.
going down the
Yeah,
street.
it's not worse at all.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, if you want, plug yourself. If you want to shout anyone out, anything like that.
Again, thanks to the couple people that help me out all the time. Like, you know, I got a buddy Darren that helps me out all the time. Other than that, I mean, just all the close homies and everything else as well. If you want to find me on my Instagram, it's littlewebby16. Facebook, Dustyn Farrell with a Y, spelled a little funny, you know, try to make it everybody easy to remember. And that's about it. I appreciate you coming out and getting time to bullshit.
Yeah. Shout out to Literal too for giving the suggestion.
Yeah, dude. So heads up to Ryan Literal for dropping my name. That's the homie right there. Candy pay for life, homie.
Yeah. And if you're still watching to this far in the episode as well, I'm going to give you a little hint on the next episode. It will be the Maximum Drift Cast, guys. If you guys remember that
Good old
podcast.
Paco, baby.
Yeah.
Good old Paco
and
and
Corey. So we'll have them on. That's the next one I'm going to do, I think Wednesday. So.
Yeah, that's the homies right there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have
Also the owners of 2F.
yeah.
So.
And also employee 2F. So
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that, of course, is it that we got for this one. Of course, if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, do that. Helps keep the lights on at the studio. Helps keep me bringing you guys some of the best interviews possible. Yep. And, yeah, grab some of the merch, too, if you haven't done that. Best way to support, for sure. But links to everything you always will ever need are always in the description. So check those out. And don't forget about the Chase Bays event. Come out, grab your tickets. That's all we got. I will see you each and every Sunday for a brand new episode. Thanks. Peace.
Stacking way up to the ceiling. Trust no bitch, can't catch no feelings. I've been taking long flights from the Bay to Ibiza. Hit home runs, I'm a ball like Jeter. I just want fuck, then I leave her. I'm a young pop star, call the boy Justin Bieber. Got a little money if you want, I can teach you. Whole life a movie, you can watch it in theater. Stacking way up to the ceiling. Trust no bitch, can't catch no feelings. I've been taking long